I know it's weird that an artist is coming out and saying to use and encourage AI technology in your business and in your art, but hear me out. The sooner that we learn and adapt to new technology, the more opportunities become available for us to share God and His kingdom with others. My name is Rachel, and I'm the artist and manager of Mercy Creates, a business that creates watercolor paintings and products to help you have Christ-centered conversations in your home. Now, last year, I went to the Creative South Conference in Georgia, and that was super fun. I am a full-time graphic designer at a nonprofit. That's my job. Monday to Friday, 40 hours a week. I am behind a computer screen, clickety-clacking away on my mouse and keyboard in Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator. I love it. I love graphic design. And at this conference, it was a huge talking point to talk about AI and its use with artists. There was a lot of fear in the room. And I understand to a degree why some people would be scared of AI and technology increasing and getting smarter and smarter. But at the same time, I also firmly believe that God created us for a unique purpose and design with skills that just can't be replicated to the extent that we are able to do. It can be copied and they can be done by a computer or some other form of technology, but not to the degree that we as human beings can do, because we were made in His image. And AI and technology and computers and software and cameras and phones and stuff, that's a product of our creation. We're not God, so we're not able, or our mind and our space and our use and knowledge is limited. So much more limited than what God could ever do. So there was a lot of fear in the room, and I sat there just kind of interpreting what was going on around me, what the speakers were saying, and even just taking in the constant updates that Adobe was giving with its programs. The bottom line is ChatGPT, AI, it's here to stay, and it's only getting better and better and being more improved and being integrated into more of our software and technologies. There's no stopping it. So we just kind of have to accept it, and we can either learn with it or we can stop and just kind of put our heads in the sand. It is kind of nerve-wracking to think that it can create things and that we have to be more aware and discerning of what it is that it creates. But when you have a skilled eye of noticing what ChatGPT or what generative AI can do and what it creates, you're more able to recognize it. It's similar to that, counterfeit bill illustration, that there are people that are so trained in the dollar bill and what it looks like that they can spot the counterfeit one a mile away because they just know the details of it so distinctly, and it's so ingrained in their brains. I really don't think that ChatGPT or AI, any type of AI, is really ever going to replace me and my job, because I made this, a computer's never going to make what I can make. And I think that that's true for artists and other creators. It's going to be able to get to a certain point, but it's never going to be able to replicate or create exactly what you can create. Most people really love handmade creations anyway, because it comes from a place and a story that God has given you and God has placed you in. He has set you with unique relationships in a unique setting in a specific time and place to be able to create something that's meaningful and reflect His goodness. And that's not something a computer will ever be able to do. People ultimately desire that connection and that story. So a computer's not going to have a story. It's not going to have that unique, vantage point that I have. It's just not. So I don't feel like I have to worry or be nervous about it ever taking my job. Now, like I said, I'm a big ChatGPT user. I really, really like ChatGPT, especially in cases and instances where I'm just not naturally skilled. I can plug in some questions, I can plug in some statements, some templates, and it just gives me those numbers, crunches the data, writes a blog post. Now, I want to be clear, it'll write it all, it'll tell me what to do, it'll give me those numbers and that data, but I need to also look at it. I need to use my brain. ChatGPT is not a replacement for my brain. It cannot think for me and it cannot make those decisions. It can only give me words and data and numbers. So whatever it is that I've inputted into ChatGPT, I still need to look through it, read through it, analyze it, and think through, is this actually going to work? Is this what I wanted? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, because it's up to the user to give it that information. A big reason why I like ChatGPT and I like using AI is because, like I said, there are areas and skill sets that I don't have. And I can't focus on the business and creating and painting and connecting with women when I'm trying to focus on analyzing data. And that's not my thing. That's not my skill set. That's something I could learn, but it's going to take me years to figure out, to test, to try, to do. It's just, I could be painting. I could be having a conversation with someone. I could be responding to an email. So ChatGPT really shortens the time frame and the energy that I would have to give to learning a new skill set. So now I have opportunities to connect with people and to do what I actually love doing in the business. For instance, I've inputted data, my shop orders, product information, customer information, location, dates of when orders were shipped and purchased, and I've asked it to analyze those numbers and to analyze that data and give me information so I can make more informed and strategic decisions about content marketing, social media marketing, email marketing, and even when I need to be, having a sale or putting another offer in. One of my favorite questions was, can you look through these dates of when orders were purchased? And can you tell me the months, like what was the most popular month? And then let's break it down into what were the most popular weeks. Then I'll ask it, can you tell me if there was a gift-giving holiday revolving around or adjacent to any of those big purchasing months or weeks? Knowing that information allows me to plan better for the upcoming year of, maybe I should put more ad spend into the Mother's Day weeks, months. Maybe I should put more efforts into Christmas, Thanksgiving. I had inklings and I had thoughts that those were great gift-giving weeks and big purchasing weeks, but now I have the data to actually back that up. Another prompt I would give it is, can you look through all of this data and tell me what was the product that people would purchase most often, or what was the product that my repeat customers would purchase, and what was the product that the one-time buyers would purchase. Now with the one-time buyers, what is it now let's take a focus on those one-time buyers. What's a product that I can bundle, or a low ticket offer, a low priced item that I can start marketing to them to turn them into a repeat customer? Having that information is super helpful because we want to be able to have those repeat customers. They're more, they're less expensive to have than to bring in a cold customer, a cold offer. Like, I'm sure you've heard that it's more expensive to get that one-time purchaser than it is to have the repeat customer. So knowing the data behind what it is that my repeat customers are purchasing, how often they're purchasing, when they're purchasing, and then trying to tailor those items and those products to those one-time purchasers to turn them into that repeat buyer. Those were some specific ideas and prompts that I would give into ChatGPT. There's some other ones that I really, really enjoyed and has made a difference. And I want to take you over the shoulder, essentially, so you can see me work with those questions in real time. Okay, so the first prompt that I want to show you is one that's really going to help with creating your content planning for your art collection or for anything that you want to launch. So I'm going to copy and paste it. I call it the project planner prompt. So I'm going to read it out loud. I need help prioritizing what to work on first and how that content can be repurposed for others. I'm planning an art collection launch, and I need to write promotional emails, meta ads, social media captions, regular content emails, and blog posts. Based on these projects, what needs to be written first, and then how can I use that content for other channels? So if you also have the details available for that collection, make sure you put it in there, because the more details you give ChatGPT, the better. So my art collection launch, I'm going to call it, I'm going to use the information from a real collection called Presents. Presents 10 hand-painted watercolor notebooks Hosanna Revival with gold leafing and a handwritten Bible verse that reminds the user to remember God's presence in his or her life and pray. Right? Enter. Okay, so it's generating the list. So the primary focus, here we go, is the launch email, why it's most important, and then what to include in this launch email, and then how I can repurpose it into social media posts and blog posts. Next, I want to focus on the meta ads copy. I need to make sure I have strong hook, urgency, visual focus, and this can be repurposed for social media captions, for email follow-ups. Then I need to get into social media captions, product showcase, Bible verses, behind the scenes, story ideas, repurposing that for emails. That's always great. Then I need to get into regular content emails, the newsletters, because I'm not just doing launch emails, I'm also doing my regular newsletters. So this can be repurposed into blog posts and social media. Blog posts, long form content. This is the last one because it can take more time to write. Let's see, include the story behind the collection, spiritual reflections, how to use the notebooks. Nice. And then these are the areas that it could be repurposed into email, social media, and ads. Ooh, and then here's even a repurposing cycle. So I can create the initial content into the ads, or the posts, then ads, then blog posts, then regular content emails. Nice. So this gives me a good idea of what it is that I need to create first in order to help plant those seeds for my customer to think about the notebook collection that I'm going to be launching. And I think it's hard for us as artists sometimes to think through what is it that you want me to write or talk about? Like, here's the product. What else more is there to say? Well, this prompt helps give you an idea of information, content, topics to talk about, and then how to spread it out so you're not constantly making something new and trying to figure it, not trying to put like a circle in a square hole. You're using one piece and then pulling things out from that one piece into smaller avenues. So I hope this one helps you. All right, now the next prompt is going to be, I call it the how do I make money prompt, because it's not just enough to make a collection and know how to market it, but we also need to sell it. So I'm going to copy and paste the prompt. I am releasing an art collection of, here's where you want to provide the details, 10 notebooks, 10 hand-painted watercolor notebooks with gold leaf. I want to make $5,000 from this collection. What do I need to do in order to get to that financial goal? And what are the upsells and downsells that I can add to the collection to meet that goal? Now, I'm actually going to lower this because I don't think 5,000 from 10 is really going to, just quick math. I don't think that's really going to work out. So I'm going to go to $2,000 from this collection. I think that's a little bit more manageable, and my market is actually going to pay for that. So enter. Here we go. Here's some math. To reach the goal of $2,000, we need to break it down into pricing, sales strategies, upsells, and downsells. So I have 10 notebooks total, and I need to make $2,000. So at minimum, it should be about $200 each, assuming that all 10 sell. Now the sales strategy, okay. Identify the people who would appreciate it. So it would be art collectors, stationery lovers, people who like one-of-a-kind items, luxury consumers, people who are into journaling, platforms to sell it on, marketing materials. Okay. High quality images, check. Behind the scenes content, can do. Customer testimonials, nice. Can do it. Selling tactics, this is a big one. I can create scarcity by listing the number of notebooks available. And also just letting them know there's only 10 and one of each available. Pre-sales to build excitement ahead of the official release. All right, here's a fun part of upsells and downsells. This is one of the fun things to do. So the difference between an upsell as a downsell is just in perception. Both of them are additional products that you attach to your main item that you want to sell. but an upsell is a little bit more expensive and a downsell is less expensive. So it's that perception of you're still getting something maybe at a discount from what it normally is, but your customer is spending more money than what they've initially anticipated. So an upsell, premium or complimentary items, matching accessories, bookmarks, pens, notebook sets. That's a nice one. Okay. Customizations, personalized gold leaf lettering. Okay. Custom watercolor design on the notebooks. I can do that. Framing, can't do that, but I can do prints and special gift wrapping and packages. So when you figure out your upsells and downsells, the nice thing is you have that dollar amount. So this could be an anticipated extra in addition to the original price point that you set your product at. Now, downsells, a lower priced alternative. Smaller prints, digital art, mini notebooks or journals, or a simpler notebook. Now, here we go, the financial breakdown. Let's say you incorporate some of the upsells. Here's how it could work. So I need to sell 10 notebooks at $200. Add an upsell. If 3 people purchase an upsell, that's $150 extra. If 5 people purchase an upsell, it's $150. So I could make more than what I really wanted to initially make with the use of upsells and downsells. And here we go, additional considerations. This is good to keep in mind: cost of production and promotion for ads and shipping costs and how much the notebooks actually cost, the paint and everything. So it's a good idea to always incorporate some upsells and downsells to offset the costs of production, promotion, and taxes. So hopefully this was a good prompt for you too, to understand how to release or how to price your items and your collection pieces. All right, this next prompt I call the freebie to customer, because we're always offering opt-ins and we want them to actually spend money. So I'm going to copy and paste. I need you to show me the email journey that makes sense for someone who has recently downloaded this is where you create you list the name of your free offer that you created. They were a cold lead, downloaded the freebie, and then sent the following emails. This is what I do sometimes. I do a thank you with the deliverable, welcome to the business email. What other emails can I send to this person in order to convert them to a purchaser? So let me just put in a little bit more information from here. Recently downloaded the Read, Study, Grow Context Bible Study Journal. They were cold lead, and I want them to be into a purchaser for the Psalms Project book, a 150-day devotional. Enter. Here we go. So this is great. I'm getting the subject lines for them. I'm getting the types of emails that I need to be sending them, and then what it is that I need to be saying in each one. Thank you plus deliverable, welcome email, how to make the most of your Bible study journal. Okay, nice. Value, unlocking the power of the Psalms in your daily life. Experience the Psalms. And then for some of these, I would probably change for tone of voice and styling and everything, because unlocking the power is not something I would ever say. Social proof and testimonial email, and then the offer. Okay, that's great. Urgency, last chance. Okay, so if I wanted to give it to them at a discount, this is when I would give them a special offer. Or if I want to give them something in addition to their purchase, I could probably tack this in, your special offer. Reminder email, post-purchase email for converters, and then the non-purchase. Okay, that would be great for splitting them. If someone does purchase the book, this is the type of email I want to send to them. If they don't purchase it, this is an email that I want to send to them. And this can be done. These types of triggers can be done in Shopify. Great. Segmenting your list, consistency, storytelling, and personalization. Nice. So this prompt gave me, instead of just sending out 2 emails that I can do, it's now taking them down from the top of the funnel to hopefully becoming a purchaser. So I'm helping, they know a little bit about me. Email 1, email 2, Now I'm getting them to trust me. Email 3, email 4, email 5, and then I'm hoping that they will then buy by email 6, 7, and hopefully 8. So I hope this one helped you get a good idea of how you can create a funnel system from your free offers to help someone actually purchase. All right, now this next prompt I call the business goals prompt. And this one is helping me take a whole bunch of to-dos and my to-do list and then breaking it down into a 90-day sprint. So I know what to do, what to focus on. Copy and paste. I have a list of business goals and I want you to break them up into 90-day sprints. I would like all goals to be accomplished in 1 calendar year, but there are some goals that will need to be completed sooner. Please organize the goals by immediacy and then break them up into weekly and monthly tasks. Now I'm going to give that the initial prompt and I'm going to copy and paste what I wrote out already. And so these are some of my business goals for Mercy Creates this year. I've got financial goals, website goals, marketing emails. Let's see, marketing and social media goals. I've got physical product goals and digital product goals. So the more specific you can be, the better. And the way, if you're able to categorize them, even better. And then let ChatGPT know which one is the most important out of all of this. So I think, let me go down to financial. This is going to be long-term, full year goal, email. Okay, that one's fine. Social media, long-term and short-term goal. Physical products biannual. Okay, paint 2 new collections biannual. Wrote that down. Product digital. Okay, 1 per month. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit enter. All right, months 1 to 3. Nice. To organize these business goals in 90-day sprints, we'll prioritize based on immediacy. So, focus area, product development, marketing, and website creation. Here we go, month 1, and then now I have it down into 4-week goals and plans. Month 2, month 3. Okay, physical product development. This is what I also need to do during week 1 of month 1. Marketing. So this one gives you a good idea of like how to take a bigger goal and then how to break it down so it's a little bit more manageable. So you're not like, well, I didn't do anything in these 30 days. I'm a failure. Okay, nice. Sprint 2, months 4 to 6. Continue digital product development, physical product development, complete the next 2 collections and non-collection painting. So it's going to go back onto that first set of checklists and tasks that I need to do. 7 to 6, focus areas, refining, scaling, and optimization. And then months 10 to 12, final push for growth, financial review, website refinement. Nice. There we go. So this gives me a good idea. And if I need to add more details like, okay, 1 product collection is going to be releasing in April. 1 product collection is going to be releasing in November. More steps, the more details you can give it, the better. And even if it just seems like, something normal that everybody should know, write it down and put it into your section. So ChatGPT has a good idea of everything that you need to do, all the steps and all the details. All right, this one is called the Get to Know Your Customer prompt. And this one is going to be very helpful if you need extra content ideas for your social media or email or your website, and just letting you know more about what your customer is facing, their pain points, their fears, their frustrations, and giving you more topics to talk about. So if you feel like you've run out and you don't know what else to say, this prompt is going to be able to give you just a wellspring of information. So copy and paste it. I'm going to tell you about my ideal client, her needs, her questions, her priorities. Right? She is a Christian woman who loves the Bible, loves art,
and wants to grow her business of selling her art. She has a family, limited time, and wants to make a difference in the world. She spends her time on Instagram and YouTube, but email is her preference. She likes to drink coffee, watch some reality TV, true crime documentaries, and spend her free time outside and reading a book. Can you give me 52 questions she's asking that my business could answer? And this is where you're going to need to put more information about your business. So let me quickly type that out real quick. There's grades. I paint watercolor art. Helps women have next centered conversations. So over digital and physical study evidence. A writing newsletter of devotionals, prayer groups, and shop updates. Enter. Thanks for telling me I have a beautiful vision for my business, ChatGPT. I didn't know. All right, here are 52 questions that my business could help answer. Questions about our faith and spiritual growth. What Bible verses can help me stay grounded as I grow my business? So you always want to position yourself as the answer. Your business is the answer to one of these questions. And she might be thinking this subconsciously or out loud, and you want to be able to say, well, this is how I can help you. How can I use art as a tool of worship and reflection? Okay. How can I encourage my children to embrace their faith through art, business, and entrepreneurship? Ooh, how do I maintain a healthy work-life balance while running a business? Let me know. Asking for a friend. How can I handle criticism of my art or my business? Again, let me know. Questions about art and creativity. How can I incorporate the theme of grace into my artwork? Ooh, that's a nice one. Time management. How can I build routines that include both work and rest? Oh, well, I don't know if I can answer some of these guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we go. So the idea of asking for 52 questions, 52 weeks in a year. So if you can answer one of these questions a week. And I mean, it's categorized. So you could even do one from faith and spiritual growth 1 week. Week 2, you do this one, 16 from business and entrepreneurship. Week 3, watercolor art, make an impact on others. So this is a good idea. This prompt gives you a good idea and understanding of what it is that she might be having frustrations with, overcoming feelings of self-doubt, and how you can help her overcome them with your content, your emails, and your social media, and even your products. So I hope this was a helpful one too.
Description below, I have a download linked to all of the ChatGPT prompts that have made a huge difference in my business and in my life, and I hope that they can make a difference in yours. I hope that they can give you more time and just encourage you to think a little bit differently about using new technology, and also see how, there might be a gap in the business that now you have eyes on and you can fix. As a business owner, I just know that I need all the help I can get, especially because my brain and the way that I'm wired is more creativity and innovative. I'm more visionary and wanting to do some big things and big projects. And I can learn, and I try to learn, and I try to be more analytical and strategic about things, but it's just that's not in my top strengths. So using ChatGPT and other AI technology has been so helpful to be able to do that. But I do want to say that ChatGPT will always be less than what an actual human being will be able to provide for you. They will always do less. It'll always be subpar work, not only because, it's from the user, it's user generated, but also in two areas, in two respects, that God created us all individually and uniquely in his image. And also, just numbers wise, you get what you pay for. Like, my ChatGPT subscription is $20 a month. I pay for the premium one, and I ran the numbers. Hopefully they're right. Somebody fact check me. I'm sure that you will, and let me know in the comments if this is wrong. But okay, so that $20 a month, it's about $5 a week, right? Which is $1.25 a day. And if you're working 8 hours, that's about 16 cents an hour. Is anybody going to give their best at 16 cents an hour? No. No, they're not. So let's be real. Even on the numbers wise, and even in the dollar amount, like ChatGPT is just not going to perform as well as a human being can. So while I enjoy this technology and I enjoy using ChatGPT, it is what it is. It's just a tool to help us. But I just hope that this has encouraged you that you can use it as a business owner, and just remember, it's not going to ever do what you can do. You are special and you are unique and you were created in God's image, and it's just never going to be able to do that.